Boom, go live. Oh, going live. Hello. I think we should be live now, theoretically. Welcome everyone to a stream. It's been a while since I've done a stream. I just wanted to do a quick sort of news update video on Doctor Who Flux, because we've had a few new news items, that's a funny word to say, over the last, I guess, couple days, and I haven't really gotten to them. Because, like, truthfully, I don't want this channel to just be, you know, a news channel. I like covering the news, don't get me wrong, but there's not much of me in news content, if you know what I mean. So, like, I don't want this channel to be just that. So that's why, obviously, you've seen a couple of those Geek Rambles theory videos, which I've really been enjoying, and I hope you guys have too. But also things like, obviously, my reactions, my reviews, and stuff like that. I'm trying to, you know, diversify content styles and make it so that we're not just a news channel. That, and plus I kind of got sick of, like, staying up till midnight to cover a video on, like, 3 images. It's not worth it, you know. Yeah, so we're basically going to be going over all the things that I've missed. Hello to Thomas Content Hub, Dan Ben at Zinco, Pia Author, I think I'm saying that right, sorry if I'm not. I am Hoovian, the Cyber Gamer Matrix, Keita, RMG, Hux Media, Muso, alternate account, Dan, my man from Liverpool. Yes, do me a favour, if you haven't already, please do like the stream. It really helps the stream out. Thank you all for coming in. I very much appreciate it. I realise I need to like have more of a schedule to these things. I just sort of decide to stream when I feel like it, which yeah, it's probably not the best way to do it. I probably should be being a bit more like Mr. TARDIS and actually, you know, setting up a weekly time in which I do these. But, you know, I think it's more fun to just be like, oh, I decided to go live today. I think that's, I don't know, there's something about the spontaneity of that which I quite like. But yeah, I guess we'll wait till a couple more people are here. Make sure you like the stream if you haven't already. I see we've got 10 likes already, which is lovely to see. Hello, don't always see you live. No, it's, yeah, I like to try and do live stuff occasionally because I quite like the interactive element of being able to talk to you guys. But yeah, I haven't done it in a little while. So, because it's just been really busy with Series 13 stuff, Flux stuff. But I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to really go over some of the things that I've missed and just have a chat to you guys. So, yeah, that's the plan for today. I'm actually from Liverpool. That's pretty cool. What is your favourite Doctor Who episode of all time? My favourite Doctor Who episode of all time? Ooh. I go back and forth. Like, if we're talking classic, there's a few options. Probably Tomb of the Cybermen. It's just a classic. I love it. It's my favourite Cyberman design as well, being the Talos ones. In terms of New Who, I got 2. One being Amy's Choice. Love that episode. Very underrated. Another one being Turn Left. I love Turn Left. I love the alternate reality stuff. It's fantastic. What's your opinion on Omari Douglas as the next Doctor? I have no opinion, but I definitely think Chris Pratt should be the next Doctor. Yeah, if you saw that Twitter joke, because, you know, Chris Pratt's getting cast into everything apparently. Apparently no franchise is safe from his tyranny. Someone put a stop to him now. But yeah, also, I watched your spoilerific review about Saxon. Some of your best work, if I do say so myself, had me laughing at multiple points. I do agree with you on the Carbonista though, I think they're cute. So you can tell Anthony that he's wrong from me. No, that was quality though. Really good stuff. Yeah, but now we've got a few people in, I might as well get into the news. Hello to Mason Kerwin. Nice to see you. Jeremy Clarkson for 14th Doctor. Yes, finally a man that could encapsulate all of the Doctor's values. It's what I've been saying from the beginning. Hello to Epsilon, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing alright. Yeah, let's just get into some of the news items, shall we? Alright, so our first little item on the agenda, wrong button. We got the overnight viewing figures for Doctor Who The Halloween Apocalypse. It scored 4.43 million viewers last night on BBC One. Now, I've stayed relatively out of the ratings debate because, to be honest, like, discussing Doctor Who ratings is one of the most toxic aspects of the Doctor Who fan base. And the Doctor Who fan base isn't exactly all sunshine and petals at the minute anyway, but ratings discussion in particular just seems that bit more toxic. So I've stayed relatively out of it. What I will say is this number really isn't anything to be concerned about. There are people spelling this as like the doom of Doctor Who, which always happens whenever a new viewing figure gets released. Could be 10 million, and people would be like, well, it's still not as high as this one that got 10 million, so show's dead. But no, this figure, if you look at the Series 12 overnight figures, it's relatively in the middle in terms of Series 12 overnights. So this figure isn't really anything to worry about. I think you've also got to consider as well the consolidated figures, because this episode was in the precarious position of airing on Halloween, which, looking on reflection, I wasn't sure whether that was the greatest idea in retrospect, because I think there probably were a lot of kids that just really wanted to get out for Halloween, and the parents as well. But of course, you've got things like the 7-day ratings and the consolidated, which I think will give a clearer picture, as this tweet here says, because, you know, people will go who perhaps were out on Halloween and likely watch the episode after the fact. So yeah, the long and short of it is, this number's pretty standard. Wouldn't worry about it too much. The show we know is safe anyway, so I don't know why people are getting concerned about this, really. We know the show's been renewed under RTD and stuff, so everyone just chill out a bit, alright? You know, I'm not going to claim to know loads about the viewing figures, but this just really isn't a number to be concerned about. I saw some YouTube videos, and you know the types I'm on about. The one that's saying that this is the lowest, the lowest viewing figure, overnight viewing figure of Doctor Who, and it's just a blatant lie. It's not, because you can see here, you know, you can see here episode 7, episode 6, episode 8, episode 9, and episode 10 of, I think episode 5 and 4 all scored lower in Series 12 than this did. So, yeah, blatant lie. But yeah, really wouldn't worry too much about this figure. I will like to say, though, I got my prediction pretty spot on. The overnight was 4.43, I guess 4.5. I'm quite proud of that. I think I did a good job there. I reckon 6.2 consolidated is still a pretty good guess as well. But yeah, so that's my obligatory viewing, my obligatory viewing figures discussion, because everyone has to talk about them at least once, I suppose. But yeah, long and short of it, I really wouldn't concern yourselves too much with that. It's nothing really to be concerned with. Cheers, man. I'll let him know. Good. I hate viewing figures. I wish they didn't release them. Yeah, I just wish the conversation around them was not as toxic as it is. It is a really toxic thing. But yeah, long and short of it, just don't worry about them. It's nothing out of the ordinary. I don't know why people are treating it as if it is. But anyway, moving on to the next bit of news, I guess. The much more interesting figure that was released, to me in the very least, was we got the Audience Appreciation Index for the Halloween Apocalypse, and it scored a 76. Now, this did surprise me somewhat, because from what I was seeing, at least, I thought that this episode was generally pretty well regarded, so I was surprised to see it score such a low rating in terms of Audience Appreciation Index. I think it is important to note, though, that they get a panel of 5,000 people, as it mentions here, and they're not all going to be Doctor Who fans. And the thing about Halloween Apocalypse is, it's a very, very lore-heavy, very, very focused on, hey, do you remember this type of episode? And I feel like for casual audiences, they're just going to be like, alright, you know what I mean? So I still think this is quite low, but I mean, I think the number that they strive for is around 85. It tends to be 85 considered like good, so this is below that. But again, I wouldn't worry about it too much, but it is interesting that it's the lowest it's achieved since Love and Monsters in 2006 and The End of the World, the first story to be recorded under the current AI system after the series' return in 2005. So, yeah, not ideal, but obviously, you know, that's another piece of news, I suppose. I think that is the much more interesting one of those two there. And I'll be interested to see whether that changes significantly across the rest of the episodes, depending on what's in them. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about that one. That one, to me, is the more interesting of the two Surely this is the one series where viewing figures and statistics no longer matter. What with RTD taking over? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we know the show has a future. That's where I'm coming from. You know, we already know the show's safe, so I don't really know why people are concerned about this. It's weird. It's very strange to me. I have seen the new Doctor Who magazine covers, and we will be getting into that in due course. Don't you worry. We are going to get into that. I haven't forgotten. I just haven't got there yet. We're building it up. We're building up nice and slow, nice and slow. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. If you are enjoying the stream, be sure to give it a like. It is very much appreciated. We also, of course, got some new promo images for episode 2. Ooh, you can see one of them there. I didn't mean to click that. Some new promo images for episode 2 of Doctor Who Flux, the Sontaran War. This was once again released at midnight. Also, can I just make a quick public service request, I suppose? And this goes out to the BBC specifically. Please, for the next era of Doctor Who, can we get promo images that drop at a more normal time? Like, it's going to kill us all to wait up to midnight for this. Like, just... Episode 4 title's been leaked, has it? Has it? That's interesting. Someone send me that if it has been. I'm gonna have to check Twitter in a moment if that's the case. But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, please just drop pictures at more normal times. I'm begging you for the next era. Don't do it at midnight. We've had a super chat. It's from Muazo alternate account. It says, if Jeremy Clarkson was the Doctor, speed power when he's being clever sometimes, that would be bizarre. Yeah, no, it won't happen, but very funny nonetheless. Yeah, thank you very much for the £4.50 super chat though. Very much appreciate that. Where is this leaked thing? Anyway, I'll talk a bit about the images first anyway, because that's more pressing at the moment. So Doctor Who Flux episode 2 first look images revealed. The BBC have released a range of first look images for next week's episode of Doctor Who Flux, War of the Sontarans. Below are 2 galleries of images, episode synopsis, cast list, and next time trailer. During the Crimean War, the Doctor discovers the British Army fighting a brutal alien army of Sontarans as Yaz and Dan are thrown deeper into a battle for survival. What is the Temple of Atropos? Who are the Maori? Now, this does worry me a little bit, because I was kind of hoping that... Oh, I just forgot to put my screen back on. I apologise for that. This synopsis does worry me a little bit, because I was kind of hoping that this episode was going to scale back the stuff that it was introducing a bit, and maybe mainly just focus on the Sontarans and stuff. Maybe have a couple of shots of the Swarm, like we had last episode, but largely focus on that. And they're introducing a new thing with the Temple of Atropos and the Maori as well. And I'm like, do we really need to introduce more things at the minute? Like, I feel like I just worry that this series is kind of going to go like a million miles an hour and isn't really going to have enough time to develop all of its like juggling plates, essentially. So that does worry me a little bit. We got a cast list of the Doctor, Jodie Whittaker, Yaz, Amanda Gill, obviously Dan, John Bishop, Skak, Sontaran Commander Rickshaw, that's Jonathan Watson. Mary Seacole is Sarah Powell, that's the one we see in the trailer. Vinda, Jacob Anderson, Ellen, Sue Jenkins, Joseph Williamson, Steve Oram, and Swarm, Sam Spurrell. And here we get to see the new images. This first one depicts Yaz, Dan, the Doctor, and Mary Seacole sort of hiding behind what you can only assume is, like, hiding from, rather, what you can only assume is the Sontarans. This follow-up shot shows Mary Seacole on the decimated war site of the Crimean War. This one here shows the Doctor looking shocked with John Bishop and Amanda Gill here as well. This follow-up one shows Yaz interacting with Vinda, who we briefly saw in the first episode for the first time, or, you know, for the first time that we've seen in terms of images. And now people are speculating that maybe Vinda will get with Yaz, which would be quite funny. If only because it would be funny to see some of the shippers' reactions to me. We got a shot here of the Doctor with Mary Seacole. Vinda with Yaz again. The Doctor's TARDIS getting worse by the looks of it. That colour grading is interesting. But yeah, it looks worse in that image. Dan with a frying pan. So this is where we can infer that he uses it from that one promo shot. The Mary Seacole with the TARDIS. I think we've seen this one before. We also got, I think that was it for the first gallery. I think there's a second gallery there. Oh no, is that it? Okay, I think that might be it. Oh no, there's this one as well. So this one has the Sontaran looking very sexy. I love the new design. It's so good. And we see a bit of the new ship design as well. We get the shot of the Sontaran on a horse looking very, very cool. I love the new design. We get a new shot of the Sontaran on a horse, this time with mask on, and then take it from a bit further away. We also get a shot of the Swarm's sister, which is Azure, I think is her name. I'm not sure. And then we get a shot of her laughing while the other one looks sort of gurning in the background there. There's birds outside, and they're being very loud about it. We get this one, which I likened to, if I can get it up on my Twitter, I likened it to, let me see if I can find it. I have to scroll through my Twitter a bit. Scroll down a little bit. I likened it to this. You know, you can sort of see what I'm getting at. And now I can't unsee that. So that's a nice mental image for you all. Yes. And then we got a new shot of the Swarm looking quite menacing. I do quite like the Swarm from what we've seen so far. And then we got a shot of this boy, who we've seen in filming images before. That is actually an airsoft mask. Just to break a bit of your illusion there. You can get them on Amazon, so that's quite funny. Then there's the same shot, and then yeah, I think these shots are all ones we've seen before. Yeah, so a couple new shots, very interesting. I look forward to next week's episode. We also got the Chapter 3 episode title, officially, Once Upon Time. Now this one is the most interesting to me, and the best title so far, because to me this is very reminiscent of things like Twice Upon a Time, which to me kind of implies other Doctor, Once Upon Time. Also, Once Upon Time, like the comma is in a really interesting position there. I am wondering if this is going to be like a flashback episode, maybe with the Fugitive Doctor, because the third episode is where they always, well, like I say third episode, the midway episode is probably the more accurate thing, is where they throw all the shit at the wall. So obviously last series, that was Fugitive of June. This series, I'm reckoning it's this one, for certain. Because like the title just, it's way too reminiscent of like prior multi-Doctor things for it not to have something to do with the ongoing arc, or at least have more context for the division stuff. I reckon this is where we're going to get a lot of stuff going on, is Chapter 3. I reckon some stuff's going to be revealed in that we're all going to go, what? That's my guess though. I could be wrong there. We also got a synopsis for episode 3. Time is beginning to run wild on a planet that shouldn't even exist. In the aftermath of Apocalypse, the Dr. Yaz and Finder face a battle for survival. You know, so this is a pretty brief synopsis, and I think that means that they're hiding something. There's, I think as well, in terms of the cast lists that have been confirmed, I wasn't able to find this for this live stream, but apparently it's largely just the main cast that have been confirmed. So to me, that means that they're hiding something. I don't know. I think something is going to go down in episode 3. That's all I'm going to say. But that's our Series 13 news. We have got a couple other things. I wanted to also mention, we got the new covers for the Doctor Who magazine. There's 3 variant covers. There's this one with the Sontaran on the front, and then there's these 2, one with Azure and one with Swarm on the front as well. The Sontaran on the image is apparently called Skak, which is interesting. Yeah, these are nice covers. Really like them. Very cool stuff. Now this one was interesting. So the BBC responds to claims it's giving creative direction of Doctor Who to Russell T Davies on giving up creative direction of Doctor Who for Russell T Davies' return. RTD will return following Jodie Whittaker's regeneration. The BBC is pushing back on reports that it will give up creative direction of Doctor Who once Russell T Davies returns to the series. Davies, who brought Doctor Who back in 2005, is going to run the science fiction show once again after Jodie Whittaker regenerates in 2022. The deal to bring Davies and his production partners at Bad Wolf back into the fold at Doctor Who is now the subject of a financial and creative interest for the BBC. My dog started barking, that's good. The Times published a report claiming that Bad Wolf would take over producing Doctor Who for BBC Studios, potentially causing a loss of $40 million for the BBC for every 10 episodes made. Now that's very interesting because obviously 40 million's a lot, and it obviously means that they really want Doctor Who to be successful. Otherwise, they wouldn't just give away 40 million. This also, I think, gives more credence to the idea that they're not just doing this for the sake of it. I've seen so many people basically saying that, oh, you know, RTD coming back doesn't mean that they're trying to save the show or anything. I'm sorry, but you don't just give away 40 million for no reason. Like, that's crazy. I mean, I know that they you know, obviously, like, we don't know exactly how that'll work, and, like, all that money will probably go back into production of the show and stuff. But, like, yeah, they don't just give away 40 million just for the fun of it. According to this last report, Bad Wolf will also take control of the creative direction of the show, while the BBC would move into selling the series overseas. A spokesperson for BBC Studios has since responded by clarifying that the BBC will continue having commercial oversight as a way to further establish Doctor Who as a global brand. We're incredibly excited about the future Doctor Who. BBC Studios is ultimately responsible for delivering the show, and this production partnership is about a long-term investment that will radically build up the already huge success and franchise worldwide, a BBC representative said. So an interesting interview there. It doesn't confirm, I guess, that like RTD doesn't have complete like free reign. Like there are people above him that are going to be like, ooh, just making sure. But yeah, the 40 million number is very interesting to me. I don't really know much about what that could mean, but I do think it's interesting that they were willing to give that, basically. I think it shows that they want Doctor Who to be as successful as possible. So yeah, that's interesting. I like weird people. Weird people are cool. I agree. No, just never realised. Wait, I just seen a bunch of messages. I'm assuming it's response to things that I'm not aware of. So yeah. So yeah. What was I going to say? Did anyone? Was there any follow up on the leaked episode 1? Not episode 1. Episode 4 title. Was that just a meme? I don't know. Some people are saying that, you know, that it is happening. Anyone got any follow up on that? I don't know. So apparently in SFX magazine they confirmed that they nearly called an episode "Who Gives a Flux," which I think is hilarious. I think they should have done that. If I was them, I'd have been like, you can't not, you know, like that would have just been. It's too perfect. But yeah, if there's any updates on that, let me know. Some interesting news nonetheless. Mark's having a moment. I don't know what's going on in chat right now. I leave you all alone for 5 seconds. I come back and just chaos is ensuing in my chat. What is going on? Angel's Vendetta is the title. Where's this coming from? Do we know? Oh, someone else has donated again. Oh, it's Muazo, also donated for Carrot. Thank you for the £1.79. I wonder what is wrong with the TARDIS in Flux. I'm reckoning, right? I don't really know, but I reckon the theory about the TARDIS dying is right. I'm reckoning that the Flux, it's something, I reckon, I don't even know, because we know that the Swarm, you know, has some sort of connection to the Flux, and we know that the Swarm have some sort of connection to the Division, which means Time Lords. So maybe the Flux was something specifically designed to tamper with Gallifreyan technology as well as destroy the universe, which could also mean the TARDIS also. Wait, is it someone's birthday? Happy birthday! Yeah, happy birthday to you. I didn't see that. Yeah, I'm reckoning like the Flux has been specifically designed to tamper with Gallifreyan technology, which could perhaps result in like the TARDIS being the way it is. But I couldn't honestly tell you. It is really interesting though. Cheekily hopping in for a bit while I work. What's up, boys? How you doing, George? Hope you're doing alright, man. What's the TARDIS dying theory about? It was essentially just the theory that the TARDIS would be dying in this series, and it was kind of accurate, to be fair to them. I don't know where it originally even came from. I saw it from the Confused Adipose video, but it was something that was circulating for a long time before that. But that was the crux of it. The title is coming from TV Newsbreak on Twitter. Alright, let's have a look. Ugh, alright. A new trailer for Hawkeye has been released. TV Newsbreak. I picked a good time to go live. I'm probably going to have to change the title of this live stream now, just to capitalize on the news. TV news break. I'm not seeing anything. Am I missing something here? Like, hang on, I'm going to check my notifications, see if anyone sent it to me. No one seems to have yet. So, very interesting. Angel's Vendetta, someone said, was the title, right? I'm gonna see if I can copy your exact @ there. See if I can get it right. You can tell how professional and well set up this stream is. You know, I'm so good at this, guys. Honestly, I'm such a professional. TV news breaking. Oh, right. Okay. Not to be a party pooper here, but it's got 0 following and 0 followers. Huh. I mean, they did do a tweet about Chibnall leaving Doctor Who in 2022. Which was right, but like, is this the entire thing? Doctor Who Flux, Angel's Vendetta is episode 4? I mean, it could be right. It's just a bit sus that there's only one account tweeting it, and it's account with 0 followers. Bit of an odd one, this. I'm gonna quote tweet it and ask anyone if they think it's legit. It could well be, and maybe I am just judging it based on appearance, but with these sort of things, you can never be too careful. So I'm just going to tweet out, anyone know if this is legit? Hopefully someone will tell me. I mean, if it is legit, it does sound a tad bit generic, like, ooh, the angels are getting their revenge. What do we call it? I know, the Angels' Vendetta. But I prefer it to the Halloween Apocalypse, and I guess the Sontaran War, but it's still, I don't know. Still a bit generic. I think the best title so far is probably Once Upon a Time. But, you know, I guess that's a discussion that we have now. But, yeah. What do we all think of Angel's Vendetta? Are we yay or nay? How are we feeling about that? Hawkeye looks excellent. I saw the initial trailer. I haven't seen the second trailer that they've just put out. It looked good, I will say. Someone's typing Rick Astley in chat. You'll love to see it. That's all I could find. Yeah, that's all I could find, which is interesting because you'd think that if this was an actual breach, more people would be talking about it, but they don't seem to be, which certainly is a weird one. Yeah, what do we all think of that title, though? Do we like it? Do we dislike? How are we feeling? Meh? Yeah, I think I'm probably in the same boat. Like, I'm glad that, like, I think that would basically confirm that, episode 4 is the Weeping Angel one. I mean, and we know that one is the Maxine Alderton one. She's co-writing that one. So that one's probably going to be the highlight of the series. I'm just going to throw that gauntlet down now. Thank you again to a Moazo alternate account. Thank you. Man, honestly, thank you so much. It means a lot. A Time Lord buying their first TARDIS, so how does it work? The TARDIS dealership owner. Yeah, I love the idea that there's a TARDIS dealership. And I like the idea that they get TARDIS warranties and stuff like that as well. Like TARDIS breakdown cover. Like, is there an AA for the TARDIS? I think there should be. If there's not, there should be. Because that's just cool. I'd make that a thing. No, you're not a fan of the title. It's alright, good title. So we're getting a bit of a wide range of opinions on the title. Maybe there's contrary evidence, but it feels safe for me to assume that the Swarm and Azure are some kind of ancient Time Lords who likely knew the pre-Hartnell Doctors. Yeah, I think you're pretty spot on there. I think that's a pretty safe bet, if I do say so myself. I think someone in chat said that this account had leaked the other titles but deleted them. Don't know how accurate that is, though. Okay, so there is maybe some precedent to this. Interesting. Like, I'm not going to hold too much weight in that, just in case it does turn out to be false. But I would imagine what normally happens when something gets leaked is that they very quickly just sort of go, hey guys, here's the new title, so that they continue to control the narratives. That's what happened with the RTD announcement, as far as I'm aware. They didn't want other people announcing it for them, so they announced it themselves. I still think they should have waited. I think that would have been the wiser thing, because realistically, at the time that came out, there were so many ridiculous leaks anyway that it would probably have piled into the others. That's why I started doing the leak videos, was to kind of compare all different ones. But yeah, I think they should have waited, but I know that like they I understand why they didn't, but I think they should have. But yeah, Doctor to Pocket Universe rebuild the TARDIS from dead spare parts. That'd be interesting. Yeah, I don't really know what's going on with this TARDIS. It, like with a lot of things in this series, it really does depend on like how the story goes. But yeah, Angel's Vendetta, it's an alright title if it's true. If it's not, then it's not even newsworthy perhaps. But yeah, like that's all the news really. I only want to do a quick stream really, unless there's something. Is there something I'm forgetting? I don't think there is, but like part of me's thinking that there's something else. But for the life of me, I can't think what it is. I want to say as well, now that I've got a few more of you in here, like I know that as I say that, people will leave, because that's always what happens. I'll say thank you for coming, and then they all just go. But I want to say thank you all for supporting the new theory videos. I've really enjoyed making them, and I'm glad to see you guys all enjoying them. Really do appreciate that. Does mean a lot. Because, I worried for a while that the only way people would watch my stuff is if it had the word leak in the title. And it's good to see that it's not, like that there are people who actually like my stuff beyond that, which is nice. Universe dives to the TARDIS, perhaps. In fact, in that video that I did the other day, we spoke about the idea that the TARDIS doors that keeps popping up open up to different universes, and the Doctor and the companions get separated in two separate universes, so that'd be interesting. Thank goodness for channels like yours who don't constantly drip poison about the show. Yeah, the thing about being a Doctor Who fan is, well, I mean, for me, like, this is just a life lesson, really, is just, like, be honest about how you feel. If you don't like something, say it. But if you like something, say it. But, like, don't make up stuff. Just be honest is really the fundamental thing, really. And if you can do that, then you'll go far. But, yeah, I never get the people who try and, like, construct these negative narratives out of nothing. Like, the viewing figure really wasn't that bad. It's pretty average for the era, but it was being construed as this, like, massive failure. And it's like, no, that's pretty average. The Flux destroying the universe explains the Timeless Child. Retcon, yes, I've got the feeling that the Flux destroying the universe, maybe, because what I'm thinking is, how in, like, comics you'll get, like, continuity resets via massive events? I'm wondering if the Flux will kind of act as one of those, but for the Doctor Who universe. So the Flux basically wipes out pretty much the entire universe, but as a result wipes out the Timeless Child stuff with it, leaving a clean slate for RTD to do whatever he wants to do. I'm wondering if that's what the plan is. Could be wrong, but I don't know. That just seems to make a lot of sense to me. Like, how with, like, DC, they'll have, like, crisis events, or, Marvel, they'll have things like Secret Wars. Basically, huge events that are designed, that's purpose is to basically, clean up the continuity so people can carry on. I trust Tharries, to be honest, unlike the rest of the universe. Well, thank you. Yeah, there are a few people who don't trust me, but yeah, I don't know. I'm a bit of a sussy guy. Mo Saxon says, it's hard to stay positive online. Negativity gets the clicks these days. Exactly. It's a tough one. It's one of those situations where, as I said, just honesty is the main thing, really. Like I'd never, like, say that I like something if I don't, but I'm never going to say that I hate something if I don't. Like, I think people were surprised by how positive my initial thoughts on Halloween Apocalypse were, and to be honest, like, you gotta be honest, I enjoyed that episode. I do think it has its flaws. It's a bit of a mess. The exposition's all over the place. There's like a billion things happening at once, but it was a damn fun watch, and ultimately that's what that's all I want from this era at this point, just so it's not completely painful to get through, because I haven't particularly enjoyed the last two series, but at the same time, I could never go into Doctor Who wanting to, like, hate it. I never understood that mentality either. It's just such a dumb mindset to me. One website said the episode is titled All of Time and Space, but they have now deleted the article. So there's some conflicting reports on that. Interestingly, there was a tweet from TV Zone that said that they were holding back some information. I'll see if I can find that. Not TV Zone, the BBC. The BBC, hang on, I'll see if I can get the tweet up. So we can have a look at that. I wonder if that's related to this whole title thing. Update, the BBC are withholding the episode 3 title and synopsis. Okay, so that was the one that we now know about, so that's nothing. So the fact that they withheld the Once Upon a Time one just adds more credence to my theory that episode 3 is going to be where shit goes down. I just think it makes too much sense. It's the series midpoint, you know, there's a lot of mysteries being set up, it's clearly building towards something. I think episode 3 is the one to watch in terms of just, oh my god, what's happened? I mean, episode 1 was kind of that as well, but I think episode 3 is kind of it's going to be our Fugitive of the Judoon, I'm reckoning. But that's just my theory on that. Thank you to the legend of the Travelling TARDIS for the $5. Thank you very much. Thank you for all the super chats today. It's been a lot. I wasn't expecting it. As I've said on our podcast, I feel like trying to get through series 13. I feel like I'm trying to get through series 13 instead of enjoying it. 11 and 12 series left a bad taste. I want fun again. That's fair enough. To be honest, I thought that's the position I was going to be in with this series, but I have enjoyed the Halloween Apocalypse quite a bit. So, you know, if they can make something that I mildly enjoy, that's all I really want. You know, because I said, I think it was in the last theory video I did, I felt for a while like this series was going to feel like an obligation to get to what I really want, which is the new RTD stuff. But actually, I found that, you know, if they keep up what the Halloween Apocalypse was doing, I'll have a decent time. And, you know, that's all I really want. Episode 4, where shit goes on. I reckon in episode 3 is going to be that. But yeah, I mean, episode 4, like, is probably going to be the Weeping Angel one. So that's probably going to have quite some cool stuff in it as well. Some people mentioning the Hawkeye trailer. I'm going to have to watch it in my own time. Obviously, I can't show it on stream because Disney will literally grab my balls and throw them into Disneyland. And then throw the rest of me into a river. So, yeah, I'm not going to do that. That was a very weird analogy. A little bit out there, a little bit risque, a little bit abstract. But I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah, maybe the TARDIS is the sort of eye of the storm for the Flux. Perhaps, very much possible. It's really interesting. The Doctor clearly knows something we don't on that regard, because if you rewatch the Halloween Apocalypse, there's a scene where Yazi's like, Doctor, what's that? And the Doctor gives it a look like she knows what it is, and she's concerned about it, but she doesn't want to tell Yaz. So I'm reckoning there is something going on there that we don't know, that the Doctor does. So maybe it's some sort of ancient TARDIS malfunction that hasn't happened, obviously, for a while, because, you know, the TARDISes are all but extinct at this point. Well, I mean, that kind of depends on where we're at, actually, because the Timeless Children established there are a bunch just lying around, so I don't really know how many TARDISes there are these days. Who knows? I will agree that they've tried to make Halloween special thrilling, but I think it was just, just a bit more writing. Yeah, I think the writing could be a bit better, but, like, you know, fun's all I want, ultimately. You know, it was a mess, but, did you catch much flack for the Spider-Man costumes leak video? Surprisingly not, actually. Like, I got one person saying, oh, you know, you didn't really preface spoilers for the video. But then again, my rationale behind that was, I thought pretty much everyone knew Green Goblin was in it. And I thought pretty much everyone, you know, sort of knew that the other two Spider-Men were probably going to be in it. So I didn't really... So yeah, no, I only got one sort of mildly, not even annoyed, just like passive comment being like, maybe don't do this. But that was it, really. So no, not really, which I was surprised by. I'm glad you all liked that video, by the way. I do plan on doing more stuff like that, you know, diversifying a little bit. It was good to see that some of you guys would stick around for stuff like that as well. That did mean a lot, because it means that I don't have to just talk about Doctor Who. As much as I love talking about Doctor Who, you know, I do want to talk about other things at some point. But yeah, Disney didn't give me any trouble either, which was good. I think the Flux is the death particle. Maybe? I mean, it does wipe out all life, but it does seem to look very different, so I don't know. Could be related, who knows? I think it's the TARDIS dying of old age. Maybe? Do the TARDISes have, like, lifespans? I'm going to Google that, actually. I need to check. Because, like, cars, you know, they last a few years and then you sort of need to get a different one. I'm wondering if TARDISes work the same. TARDIS lifespan. That's not what I want. Okay, hang on, give it a sec. TARDIS lifespan. Maybe it is. Maybe that's what they're doing. I don't know. Lifespan or life expectancy. No, that's to do with the just general word according to the TARDIS wiki. So I don't know whether there's a specific. Is the TARDIS dying? How old is the TARDIS? No, that's not what I want. Lifespan of the Doctors. Yeah, no, there doesn't seem to be a definitive lifespan for a TARDIS. And I guess the models are different as well, because the Doctor has like a Type 40, and there's different models on there. There's like a Type 50 and Type 60 and stuff like that. So I assume it varies based on that as well. I'd love an episode, not an episode, but maybe like a thing that explains what the differences in the TARDISes are. Because they never really explain that. Like, I'd love an episode that just delves into the TARDIS. Like imagine like an episode of Doctor Who Top Gear, where it's like, the Time Lords, it's like a show that they make where they're like sort of comparing TARDISes. It's like, this is the Type 40. It has a 40 million horsepower engine with dimensional stabilizers and zigzag plotters. And then the other guy's like, this is a Type 56. It has a 5068 horsepower. It is fueled by vortex energy and has a I don't even know, like a chameleon circuit that's, well, even better. Like I don't know. I'm thinking of random things, but I'd love an episode like that. There was just like a one big Time Lord Top Gear parody. Someone make that a thing. That's why Clarkson should be the Doctor. See, the memes are coming full circle. The TARDIS lifespan can be retconned or changed. True. Like most things in this show, it's all fluid. So, yeah, you're alright. Every TARDIS has an expected span of several thousand years, but in modern times, it's unlikely that any TARDIS will reach that age. So, yeah, well, that's the thing. The Doctor's supposedly 3-ish thousand? I mean, like, the 12th Doctor was like 2000, I think. And we don't really count the time he spent in the confession tower because time kept resetting. So if we assume that, like, the Doctor's around 3-ish thousand now, and the Doctor was about in his first 100 years since he stole the TARDIS, that would place the TARDIS at least around 2,900 years old. So yeah, it's got quite a while yet, but I don't know, I'm just speculating there. Bro, it ain't that deep shot. I don't know what this is in reference to. I don't know whether there's a fight going on in the chat, but do not worry about it. You know, everyone just be chill. It's all good in the neighborhood. Let's. War Doctor resets his age. True, yeah. That's why it gets complicated. Yeah, that's why I'm not sure how it works exactly. But yeah. What is the worst episode of Doctor Who? You know what? That's a hard question. Classic Who, I really don't like the Invasion of Time. I've said my distaste for that story numerous times. New Who, something like Battle Around Skorev Kolos, is all the way down there in my mind. It's so boring, and that's like the worst thing a Doctor Who story could be. I really enjoy the Tharries community and interacting. Thanks, Tharries and everyone. No worries. I'm glad you're enjoying yourself. Maybe the Doctor will have to use regeneration energy to repair. Then bye-bye Jodie. Maybe. That'd be an interesting way to cause a regeneration. It'd be something different. So yeah, I'd be down for it on that level. I subscribed. Thank you. Thank you. If you haven't subscribed, feel free to do so. It does mean a lot. But yeah, I think I'm going to wrap up this stream here. Thank you all for watching. Be sure to leave a like on the stream if you haven't already. This has been a fun one. And I'll see you all in a bit. Bye-bye. See you in a bit.